Hello everyone, welcome back to the another tutorial of our Java programming series. In the last tutorial we will discuss about the data types in Java. Now in this tutorial we will discuss about the variables and identifiers in Java. Before wasting some time I will open first PDF. So what is a variable? Variable is a memory location that is used to store a data, value or a information. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि जो वेरिएबल होता है एक तरह का नाम होता है जिस पे आप कोई भी डेटा स्टोर करवाते हो, एक तरह का रेफरेंस रहता है मेमोरी के लिए. वेरिएबल नेमिंग कन्वेंशन और रूल्स. देयर आर द टू वेज यू कैन नेम अ वेरिएबल like Pascal Case Convention and small case convention. I will show practical how can use a variable name. So first I will open notepad. So here will be a right basic structure of class. Public class variable name. Public static void main string args. Here will be a create a variable name like int a, like sum. So and this sum is a camel case. Comment this single line comment, right? Camel case convention. If I write a int sum all, then it is a PS here Pascal case convention. These are the two ways you can create a variable name, camel case and Pascal case. Back to the PDF. So here is an example. For class we use a Pascal case convention. Here is a class name, like I will name variable name. This is a Pascal case. Convention. Like I have an example here, Pascal case convention, sum and SumAll. When you write a variable name, then if you are a Pascal case convention, then first alphabet will be a capital, rest of the variable name will be a small. So like a function we use a camel case convention. Example SumAll, like a showData. These are the Pascal and camel case convention. You can name the variable no longer than 255 character. आप 255 कैरेक्टर से ज़्यादा अपने वेरिएबल का नाम नहीं रख सकते हो. 255 कैरेक्टर तक आप अपना वेरिएबल का नाम रख सकते. Now, what is a Java identifier? The identifier is a tag name for a particular entity. For example, variable, function, etc., which is a uniquely identify it. Identifier can be a short name like X and Y, more descriptive name like age, sum, total, volume. These are the variables. You can say identifiers. In Java, as an identifier can be a class name, method name, variable name, or label. For example, this is an example like a public class test, public static void main, string args, then int a, then 20. So in this above code we have used 5 identifier, namely, like if I compare this example, so first I will save this example. Name is variable name dot java. So this is a variable name, class name is a variable, then here will be a this main is also a variable, method name, identifier, those string args, these are the identifier, namely, like test is a class name. I have here a name, a variable name. So then main and string args, these are the identifier name. Like a sum is also identifier. But you will be a little bit here confused what is a variable and what is identifier. I will explain. So rules for defining an identifier. Here will be a first rule: the identifier first character must be an alphabet or underscore. Identifier cannot start with an number. For example, int num1 allows, int one num is not allowed. Like here, if I create a variable, one more variable like int num1, it will be allowed. But if I write number first then num, you can see it will be highlight, it will not allowed, not allowed. If I run this program, then it shows error. Java C. So you will see here not allowed, not a statement. So you can not a variable name starting with number. So the next case rule is identifier must not contains white space. For example, int roll number, not allowed. So if you are use variable name is like this, int roll number, it will not allowed. So if use a roll underscore number, now it will allowed. These are the variables naming convention, like a rule is you will be create a variable. So third one is the identifier must not contains any other symbol except underscore and dollar. These are the special symbols. For example, if I create a variable name like int grade underscore, so here will be use a CGP. Then I will check first. It will be provides us error, not allowed. But if use here int grad dollar, now we will check is accept or not. So save, then compile. You will see here it will be as provide error, no white space allowed, no hash allowed, and no number allowed. If I comment this one and this one, now it will be a execute it will be compiled successfully. You will see. Now back to the PDF, and one more rule: within a scope, no two identifiers variable names cannot be a same. For example, if use here a same name like and num1, use a other data type like float, it will provide us error. You will see variable num1 is already defined in method main. So one more, reserve words like a Java keywords such as int, boolean, character. While these keywords and reserve words, we will be not a right variable name, cannot be used a name. For example, int void not allowed. So if I show example like here int like a show void, so it will be not allowed. Give us error. Identifiers in Java case sensitive. Java is a case sensitive language. If I write a name as a variable like name and name, these a name is an treated as a different variable name. Like if I create a variable name, so int name, character name, so these are the three variables. It will be a different name, different variable. So variables and identifiers. What is the difference between variables and identifiers? Are the variable or identifier are same or not? No. Although the variable or identifier generally indicates the same entity, memory location, but if some asked you explicitly that they both are the different, so keep that in mind. In depth, both are different. The variables in the memory location and the identifiers is the name of that location. Consider like an example, here will be a like variable int a. Here you can say a is an variable and it is a perfectly okay to call a variable, but actually there is a memory location in the program memory whose name is identifier a. So a variable in a memory located and the identifier is a name. One more example like I have calculate the area of a rectangle. Like I will show here, if I write int length and int width, these are the variables in write a area equals to length into width. So they are the name to give us the variable. They would have the value of the rectangle length and width. So in area is also as a variable name. Both are the variables. It will be a store a memory address. Area is also an identifier, but it is a not a variable. It is a named storage location that hold the result of the calculation like length and width. It will be a calculate, then area will be a store the value of length and the width. This is an example of the identifiers and variables. Variables store the values. Identifier is a name of the variable. So now what's a constant or literals? The constant as a name indicates means fixed. The entity whose value cannot be changed during the execution of the program is known as constant. It's also known as a literal. Like a literal is a source code representation of a fixed value. It's a possibility to assign a literal to a variable of a primitive types. For example, boolean result true, and here will be a character is a data type, then ch is a variable stores as character literals. The character literals constant is always enclosed in a single quotes, sorry. So here will be a short, like a variable store integer literal. If I show here what is a literal, here will be a int like num store 10, then this 10 will be a integer literal, you can say as constant. Okay, if I write one more data type like a character, use a variable ch, it will be a hold store character like c. This is a store character literal. If I write here a double, variable will be a dl store, and data will be a 3 point something. It is a floating point literal, floating point literal store. These are the literals. Like a string, the string constant literal is always enclosed in double quotes like hello. In this video we will cover variables, identifiers and constant. I hope you will be understand. If you are really enjoy this video, please like and share this video with your friends. Thank you for today's session.